Two different presidents and two different reactions, both at the NBA game. Why do you think Obama got so much love and Trump got so much hate? Support.
What did you think of the reception you got from the Knicks fans tonight?
I thought great. I mean, I thought it was amazing, actually. You mean when they had the camera on me? I thought it was very good. Yeah. It was certainly amazing. It was. I think mostly cheers.
Here's a bunch of footage of mostly cheers for Donald Trump. And while President Trump did not receive the warmest welcome at Game 3 of the NBA Finals, I think it's important that we talk about how dialed in he was for this game.
It was loud and it was very enthusiastic.
And I already know what you're thinking, Austin. That's just a clip of him sleeping. He wasn't dialed in. Yes, he was. This is what the president looks like every day when he's working.
Fox News put up a video of Trump at that game last evening with an audio where you hear folks chanting, USA, USA, USA. Baby, I watched that game live. Those folks were not chanting USA. So once again, Fox News, you're lying. Those people were not chanting that. The audacity for y'all to put an audio over that video, knowing that was not the case. That man was booed. Why can't y'all accept that that man was booed? A lot of us that tuned into the game, we heard the boos loud and clear. No one in there was chanting USA. But baby, y'all will post any and everything to y'all's base and they will believe it, which is very sad.
White Sox and Bulls supporter Barack Obama, the 44th president of the United States, is in the building.
That's awesome to see. He's always been a Chicago Bulls supporter. We've had an opportunity when he was in the office to go spend some time at the White House.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you what, I don't care how many times I've been to the White House, man. It's still an awesome place to be.
That's awesome, man.
Support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies.
President Barack Obama entering the arena.
y'all see how there was no booing at that All-Star game that the Obamas were at? Yeah. Standing ovation for a presidential man that we miss so much. We miss so much, but did y'all see Obama's face? Nope, bet you can't do it like me. Obama said, nope. You can try to post whatever you want. The streets, no, we don't. I decided that this picture was too good and it needed to remain for the rest of the video. But this crowd was very clear on how they feel about Obama. And this is a stark difference on how this current administration is received at public events. And I'm just going to show you a few examples. Plot twist, I wanted to include the video of JD Vance getting booed at the Olympics, but in doing some research, I found out that America muted the boos in that video so that they could give off this perception that JD Vance didn't get booed, but internationally, they still have the video of him being booed, but it's geo-logged so that Americans can't see the video. And this is how hard y'all have to work to build this facade. But Obama don't gotta do that. Nope, bet you can't do it like him.
There he is.
The 44th President of the United States,
White Sox and Bulls supporter Barack Obama, the 44th President of the United States, is in the building.
That's awesome to see. He's always been a Chicago Bulls supporter. We've had an opportunity when he was in the office to go spend some time at the White House.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you what,
Cool
I don't care how many times I've been to the White House, man. It's still an awesome place to be.
That's awesome, man. Barack Obama, the 44th President of the United States, is in the building.
That's awesome to see. He's always been.
welcome to a very special guest, former President Barack Obama.
George Bush.
George W. Bush. Of the United States.
Former Georgia governor, former President Jimmy Carter to throw out the first ball, and look at this pitch.
'Cause he's a first-class loser. He's a first-class loser. He's a first-class loser. Which nobody can deny. He's a first-class loser. He's not my type of guy.
One 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama, is here. Surprise visit to the U.S. team a couple of nights ago at dinner. And Stacey Lewis, once again, the U.S. captain.
This is what happens when Barack Obama goes to a sporting event. And this is what happens when J.D. Vance goes to a sporting event.
There is the Vice President, J.D. Vance, and his wife, Usha. Oop. Those are not. Those are a lot of boos.
You can't make this stuff up.
Can we just take a minute and talk about how cool President Obama is, right? Can we just talk about how cool he is? And this is why Trump hates him. This moment right here is exactly why Trump hates him. Do you know how many unlikely variables goes into the President of the United States, ex-President of the United States, sitting courtside? The ball flies in his direction. Instead of being whack as shit and knocking it off, he catches the ball, hands the ball back to the player, gets up, dabs up the player, and then is sitting there with his wife, looking and smelling like cocoa butter. Like the amount of unlikely variables. Trump could never be this person. And that is why he's always mad. Now, I'm sure because he's a racist bigot. But the fact is, this is an educated, black, smart man. Graceful, loving, beloved by everybody, and celebrated everywhere he goes. Everywhere Trump goes, he gets booed. This man made a Kodak moment in 1 second because he is just that wonderful.
This is how a real president is greeted. A real Nobel Prize winner.
I'm sure y'all have seen the footage by now of Trump getting booed at the Knicks game. And of course, no one is surprised. We knew that this was going to happen. I was so surprised in a way that they showed him, and I can't believe they actually let it play out on TV. I am so happy they did, because everybody needs to see the reality of how this man is received, even in his own hometown. That's the craziest part. Like, they don't have anyone in this building who had any type of love for you. Let me not say that. I'm sure they had a few people that was trying to do their damnedest to cheer as loud as they can to where they thought they could drown out all the boos, but it would be no way to do that. Felt really good seeing that. I think we all needed a little pick-me-up from these past couple of chaotic weeks in that interview with Kristen Welker. So I was really happy to see this come across my feed for the past 24 hours. But let me ask MAGA something. Are y'all going to call the president out for not putting his hand on his heart? Saluting is not an appropriate gesture to make when you're a civilian. That is only reserved for those who have served in the military, which is so ironic because this is the man that, deferred 4 or 5 times from going to the Vietnam War? But this is the man that wants to salute so bad as if he served and protected the country in the military? That is laughable to me. He wants to be held in so much of a high regard so badly to where it's just like hang it up flat screen. See what I did there? You can't even just follow regular protocol when it comes even to the national anthem. What happened to just putting your hand on your heart like a regular person, but you have to make yourself feel so important by saluting? Like, what president have you ever seen salute during the national anthem? But anyway, of course, as you guys may have seen, I'm sure you did if you watched this whole video, is I will always take a Trump booing moment to bring up the fact that our President Obama always will get a standing ovation and lots of cheers, whatever room he enters. And I like to put that comparison side by side. Now, of course, I did a video earlier this year when he was at the All-Star game, but I wanted to put a few videos together of him at other basketball games. I thought there were going to actually be a lot more, but there may have been, but this was all I was able to find. And the difference is just astounding. Like, this is how you honestly should expect a president to be welcomed whenever they enter a room. Maybe some people might not agree with what they did, but they could at least give you the respect to not boo. And this is all on Trump. I do not feel bad that he was booed. In fact, I think he loves it. I think he loves the attention, whether it's negative or it's positive. But at the same time, it's like he knows what he's doing to the country. He knows the type of person he is. This isn't his first sporting event, so he knew what he was getting into because he's been to multiple football games and was booed. So I'm sure he couldn't have been too surprised by that. And I kind of, even though Knicks fans don't get on me, I'm kind of hoping y'all win here because I feel like, you know, it's time for a win for you guys. Like, I'm a person, I didn't even watch the game. I don't have access to watch the game. But when it comes to sports, I root for the underdog. And I know it's been a minute since, side topic here, but I know it's been a minute even since the Spurs have won. But you guys, I don't think I heard on the radio today, it's been since the 70s. So I think y'all are overdue for a win. So I'm hoping you guys get it. But anyway, I kind of blame that owner for inviting him because now he put some bad juju in Madison Square Garden. So I hope that y'all are able to win in the away games. Because I don't know, you know how bad luck and karma follows him. So that's kind of a faffle for the owner inviting him. If the owner didn't invite him, y'all let me know in the comments. But I feel like that's what I heard. Getting back to President Obama, will never get old, and it just always warms my heart whenever I get to see how he was regarded so highly, even when he was president, even after his presidency. And one thing that will always make me feel good is no matter how much people from MAGA, Republicans, whoever will try to say Obama was the worst president we've ever had. I hate him. He sucks. He was trash. Whatever negative thing you could say about Obama. And truthfully, that's that person's opinion. That's not my opinion. But hey, everyone has their own free will to think what they want. But one thing I can guarantee you, and MAGA, I hope y'all already realize this because I kind of feel like this is why y'all hate him so bad. But I can guarantee you this. Trump will never, ever, 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 ever be welcomed like this on the world stage or the national stage. The only way you will hear applause for him is whenever it's at one of his own events. That's it, period. He will never walk into a sporting event, just an event where it's just the general public. He will never be held in a high regard as this. And I even wanted to include the other presidents to show that, you know, everybody has their point of view and is usually on one side or the other. But at least all of the other presidents, even Reagan they had cheers whenever they were at events. And let me find out, Bush and Jimmy Carter were good at baseball. Like, Jimmy threw it straight at is it called the pitcher? No, the pitcher's the one who throws the catcher, y'all. I don't know, but I feel like Bush played baseball, right? I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know. But yeah, even the other presidents within our generation all held at least with a regard enough to where people respected them. But this man will never be respected in any room that he walks in unless it's filled with people that think of him as their God. That is it. The cult leader in charge is only going to be appreciated and given so much applause when it's his cult in the room. Whenever it's at any other type of event, you could forget about it. And I love relishing in that fact. I rejoice at the fact that I don't care what you say, I don't care what you do, it's just never going to happen. And that's one way in which Barack Obama is so much better than Trump. He has just such a charisma and a charm about him. Something is just the energy he brings into a room to where like he doesn't think so highly of himself. He could mix and mingle with, players, like people around him, former players, people that are staff, just anyone that's around him, he could just talk and mingle with them. Trump would just think he's so high and mighty and so important and just want to block everyone away from him. That's why he ran up in that suite. He knew not to try sitting on that court. He knew it. And that's just it. Even when he was in that clip with Joe at the Olympics, they were just calm, cool, and collected. They were able to sit amongst the crowd and enjoy the game. But this man, Sleepy Cheeto, again, y'all wanted to call Joe Sleepy Joe anytime he accidentally fell asleep, but Trump has doubled the amount of times that Joe Biden fell asleep. But I don't hear nobody from MAGA calling him Sleepy Don or Sleepy Cheeto, Sleepy Orange Man, nothing. So I find that really funny, but I hope you guys enjoyed this little comparison video. I feel like we'll all get like a nice little giggle out of this. And always remember this, you guys, in these dark times that we're in right now where things aren't so great. Remember when we had Obama. And no, I'm not talking to people in MAGA because y'all think we're living the life right now. So this doesn't go for you. Y'all hated Obama. So bye. I don't care. But these were the times when Obama just brought such a good energy. Things weren't always great because they made his life so difficult and criticized him for everything. But that's one thing that MAGA will never be able to say that Trump is better than him in. He will never garner any respect, any admiration for anybody outside of MAGA. And that's just it. And that's that on that. And I said what I said. Whoever doesn't like it, then that's a personal problem that you gotta realize and something that you need to take a look in the mirror in because you're a part of the problem if you don't see that. Even Michelle gets a nice warm welcome whenever she's at events, even by herself. And it's just so amazing just to see a married president have a natural, easygoing relationship with his wife instead of it looking like a contractual obligation like it is with Melania, just so cold and looking like she's disgusted with him. Just such a stark difference. It will never go unnoticed to me. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below. Of course, if you made it this far, I appreciate you as always. And if you consider, please give me a like and subscribe because that would really help to grow the channel and I'd appreciate that as well. Thank you so much for watching and I'm going to catch you all in the next video. Bye. See you later.